Welcome to Take a Break, Take a Breath for Friday, April 1st. Happy April Fool's Day. I'm Rick Boyer, the pastor of Prospect Presbyterian Church in Maplewood, New Jersey. And Take a Break, Take a Breath is an invitation for you to just pause in your day and breathe and center yourself in God who made you and loves you and calls you by name. Each time we come together, I focus on a different reading from the Gospel of Luke as we're reading our way through it as a part of our guided meditation. We also have some time of relaxation prior to that and a time for prayer at the end. Our reading for today is Luke 9:10-17. It's a story of Jesus' disciples returning. They're coming back from their journey and offering from their missionary journey. And they're telling the stories of all the healing and the curing that they did. And Jesus takes them away to a quiet place near Bethsaida. And when he does, the crowd finds him, of course. And they're all out in the wilderness and all by themselves. And Jesus ends up feeding them because it's the close of the day. So if you haven't already done so, I invite you to go to a quiet place in your house, and if the room has a door, close the door, settle into the chair, and just relax into that chair. Close your eyes, and take a deep breath. And as you breathe in the breath of God. And as you breathe out all that separates you from God. As you breathe in the breath of life. And as you breathe out all that does not give you life. As you breathe in God's peace. And as you breathe out all of your worries and your fears and your anxieties and all the things that disturb your peace. Keep breathing in and out, nice and deep. And with each breath, imagine that God's peace is growing in you. Imagine it is warming you and enabling you to be at peace and calm, and that the muscles in your body are relaxing. Maybe imagine it like the warmth of sunshine on a warm, sunny day. And as it falls on you, you're aware of the light and love of God shining on you and surrounding you. So the light and love and peace of God comes to you and falls on your feet and your legs. And the muscles in your legs relax, and the soreness in your feet and ankles and knees and hips is eased. The warmth of God's presence has a healing effect on you. And as it falls on your abdomen, you notice the warmth of God, the peace of God, the light of God brings a calmness to your stomach. And as it falls on your chest, your breathing is deep and clear, and your heart rate is steady and strong and resting. And as the light and warmth and peace of God falls on your back, the muscles in your back relax. The burdens of the day float away. The aches in your spine are lessened. And then as the light and love and peace of God falls on your shoulders and your arms and your hands, the muscles in your shoulders relax. The muscles in your arms are relaxed. And the aches go away. Your hands open up. And you can feel God's warm light in the palms of your hands. And then as the light and love and peace of God falls on your neck, it's like a wonderful massage that enables the muscles in your neck to relax. Maybe even roll your head a little bit. And as that light and love of God falls on your face, it relaxes all the muscles in your face. And as it falls on your head, it penetrates deep into who you are, into your brain and into your mind and all of the things that have been moving around in your mind right now. And in your mind's eye, go back to the days of Jesus. You can be one of the disciples who's coming back from your very first missionary journey where you went and you were healing the sick and telling people the good news of Jesus. Or you can be the crowd that finds them and hears their reports and experiences the teaching of Jesus and his healing power. Listen to the story from one of those perspectives. Now, one day the disciples, the apostles, all returned to Jesus. And they told Jesus all that they had done. They told the stories. And he took them with him to a deserted place in the area of Bethsaida. And when they were out there, the crowds found them. And they started to come out to be with him in this deserted place. And so he began to teach them about the kingdom of God and to heal the sick. Now the day was near the end of the day, near its close, and Jesus turned to the disciples and said, you better give these folks something to eat, for it's late in the day. And there's no place for them to get something to eat or to lodge, even. And they looked at him and said, well, all we have are 5 loaves of bread and a couple of fish. Do you want us to go somewhere and buy enough for all these people? It turns out there were about 5,000 men, not counting children and women. And Jesus said, make everybody sit down. Have them sit in groups of 50. So they did that. And the crowd cooperated. And Jesus took the bread and he lifted it up and he broke it and he gave thanks to God. And then he put it in baskets and they distributed it among the people along with the fish. And when they were done, they gathered up the leftovers and there were 12 baskets full. And everyone had eaten. Watching this story, experiencing these things, what are you thinking? What was it like to see God's grace and abundant provision? What was it like to hear or to tell the stories of God's good news and healing? Who needs to be fed then and now? Physically, emotionally, relationally, spiritually. As you're thinking about all of these things, Jesus comes to you. And the two of you have a chance to talk. Who will you lift up to him that needs to be fed? What will you say to him in this moment? I'll be quiet while the two of you talk. And then the time comes for the conversation to end, and if you haven't had enough time, you can come back to it later, or you can just hit pause now. And the two of you say goodbye in whatever way is appropriate. And then you allow that image to fade away. And you bring yourself back to the room where you are. When you're ready, open your eyes. So that's Take a Break, Take a Breath for Friday, April 1st. Our reading was Luke 9, 10 to 17. That's Luke 9, 10 to 17. And I invite you to read it at least once more, watching or thinking about the story from the perspective of the other people, whoever you were not, when you were listening to it this time. If you have feedback for me, or you want to talk or pray with me, send an email to rick@prospectchurch.org.